Hi everyone. Today we are talking matters economics. CPS student, I'm talking to you. You don't want to get a refer. This is the best place to learn. Okay? I am going to help you understand the economics paper. It's not about reading 500 pages notes. It's about understanding. Once you understand a concept, you just need to understand a concept that you are able to explain that concept using only, you can use one sentence to explain that concept. Okay? So, if you are doing your CPA or you are expected to do an economic paper, it doesn't matter which field you are in, this is the best place. You are going to understand. You are no more cramming. We will not sleep midnight when the exam is tomorrow because you have already understood the concept. You are going to enter the exam room. You will enter the exam room with a lot of confidence. You will not be cramming the day before exam because you have already understood the concept. And even if you start cramming the day before exam, I assure you, these concepts you may not understand by cramming. Okay? So today I'm going to teach you about consumer behavior. It's a topic under economics. It is under microeconomics. Even before I go to the agenda of the day, I would like to address a question. This question, so many people have been asking this question. Students have been asking these questions. Between economics and accounting, which one is superior? I know some of you have not even answered that question up to now. Which one is superior between economics and accounting? What do you think? I'm going to tell you, okay? Which one is superior between economics and accounting? Between economics and accounting, neither is superior, okay? They complement each other. You cannot replace economics with accounting. And also you cannot replace accounting with economics. These two skills complement each other. Okay? Are you together up to that point? You need these two skills. Neither is superior. So, for those who are doing economics, you need accounting skills to do business. Okay? Let me give you a very simple example. You are an accountant, okay? In a certain company, your supervisor has asked you to bring the report on petty cash. Maybe you are asking for more cash. He wants to see how you have used the money. So the supervisor is asking you to give him report on the petty cash, how you have used the money so that he can add more. Okay? Accounting will help you. At least the supervisor can see how you used the money. Maybe you bought sugar, maybe you bought biro pens, all that, okay? How you use the money, okay? But economics is going to help you explain why did you buy this? Was it a priority? You are going to explain why you made all those purchases. Each and every purchase you made, you are going to explain why you made that purchase. I hope you are with me up to that point. I think I need to repeat that example so that you can understand what's the difference between economics and accounting. And also you can be able to understand that you cannot replace accounting with economics, and you cannot replace economics with accounting. They complement each other. Okay? So I'm going to repeat this example again. You are the company accountant. Okay? Your supervisor has asked you to bring the petty cash book. He wants to see how you have used that money. Okay? Maybe you are asking for more because you want to do more purchases. But the supervisor has requested you, please make a report. Let me see how you use that money. Then you bring them the petty cash. They see how you have used the money. You have bought sugar, you have bought different items in the office, and the money is finished. But economics, there is a question that will arise from your supervisor. Your supervisor is going to ask you, why did you make this purchase? Was it necessary? Was it a priority? Economics will help you make decisions. It will help you know which is a priority. You will be able to explain to your supervisor why you made those purchases. Was it necessary? Okay? So economics will help you make decision. You will be able to explain to your supervisor why you made that purchase. Okay? So I hope you have understood up to that point that both economics and accounting complement each other. You need both skills. Okay? Are we together up to that point? Okay. So let's go to the agenda of the day. Today we are running consumer behavior, theory of consumer behavior. Okay? This is a very enjoyable topic in economics. Okay? So let me write it here so that you can. I told you the goal is to understand. It's not about cramming. Okay? You don't need to read a whole book so that you can understand. You need someone who can help you understand the concept. So we are running theory of consumer behavior. This is a very enjoyable topic. We are studying how consumer behaves when they are making purchases. Isn't it that a very enjoyable topic? I know you agree with me. This is a very enjoyable topic. Theory of consumer behavior. And the first thing in economics, when you are tackling a topic, first of all, you have to ask yourself. I have tried to make it simple for students. You have to ask yourself, we have two branches of economics, microeconomics and macroeconomics. So you have to ask yourself, is this topic under microeconomics or macroeconomics? Anytime you introduce a topic or you start studying a topic, ask yourself, is this topic under macroeconomics or microeconomics? Okay? I hope you know what's the meaning of macroeconomics and microeconomics. I will explain later. So today we are learning theory of consumer behavior. Theory of consumer behavior is under microeconomics. That's the first question. We have answered. It is under microeconomics. It's under microeconomics. Because we are studying an individual. How do they behave when they are purchasing goods or services? Okay? So we are just studying the consumer behavior. This is a very enjoyable topic. Okay? Economics helps you study consumer behavior. Okay? What makes consumer behave the way they behave? What makes them behave the way they behave? Okay? We are going to see what makes them, what helps them make decision. One thing that helps consumer behave the way they behave is their preference. Preference. I'm going to help you understand what's the meaning of consumer behavior, even before we go in to the details, okay? So we look at customer preference. There is budget constraint. Budget constraint. And we have prices. Okay? This is a topic that is understandable to everyone. Okay? When you hear word consumer behavior, it is not a complicated topic. It is something you can be able to understand. It's how consumer behaves when they are purchasing goods. Why do they purchase coffee instead of tea? That is what you should be asking yourself. Some people prefer tea over coffee. That is their preference. Okay? You'll hear that there is a certain village that prefers coffee than tea. Okay? You can also look at market segments. There are people who prefer long dress than short dress. Okay? You just look at your market segment. What is the preference of the consumer in a certain market segment? Okay? Do they prefer high-heeled shoes or low-heeled shoes? Okay? That is customer preference. The second one, when customers are making purchases, they are going to look at their budget. Okay? How much have you budgeted for this? Okay? How is your budget? Maybe you want to buy sofa sets and your budget is 50,000. So if you find sofa set that are even higher, like 100,000, you cannot buy those sofa sets. So another thing that matters is the budget when you are making purchases as a consumer. The other thing that affects how the consumer behaves when they are purchasing is the price. They look at the price. Okay? They compare prices. Okay? Maybe you are in your shop, you are selling higher than the other shops. They compare prices. When you look at these three things, they are going to help you know how the consumer behaves. Okay? You are able to produce something that is in line with these three. Okay? According to the market segment where you want to do business. Okay? So consumer behavior depends on the consumer preference, budget constraint, and price. So when you are defining consumer behavior, these three must appear there. Okay? So consumer behavior is just what I have told you. Why do consumer behave the way they behave when they are purchasing goods? Okay? Obvious, the customer wants to get the highest satisfaction. You want to get the highest satisfaction from that good. Okay? So let's go to another. We are just doing an introduction on consumer behavior. We haven't gone to start the. We are just doing a general introduction. Okay? So that you can understand what we are going to learn the whole of this topic. The whole of this topic will revolve around consumer. What does consumer want? Okay? Why are they purchasing good A instead of good B? Okay? So let's go to, we have seen that the consumer, as a consumer, you want the highest satisfaction as a consumer. You want to buy that tea and you want to feel satisfied. Okay? You want to feel satisfied. You want the highest satisfaction. In consumer behavior, in economics, Satisfaction is utility. The consumer wants the highest satisfaction. He wants to feel satisfied when he consumes that good. Okay? So what am I saying? In now the word satisfaction, we replace it, it's called utility. Utility is the word satisfaction. The consumer wants to achieve the highest utility. The consumer wants to achieve the highest satisfaction. Okay? He wants to achieve the highest utility. Let me write the highest utility. Okay? The word utility is satisfaction. Okay? So, when you are studying consumer behavior, you must understand the word utility. That is what we are going to look at. Okay? You must understand the word utility. Utility is the other word for satisfaction. When consumer is making a decision on what to buy, they are making this decision because they want to achieve the highest satisfaction, the highest utility. Utility is satisfaction. Okay? Utility is satisfaction that you get when you consume that good. Are you satisfied? We are going to see if utility is measured, how it is measured. We are going to learn about cardinal and ordinal utility. And I told you in my class there is no cramming. You have to understand. Okay? Understanding is the goal. Okay? So today was just an introduction, a general introduction on consumer behavior. I just give you the picture of what is consumer behavior. And I know you can agree with me that this topic is understandable. You don't need to go and cram the night before the exam. You start cramming what is ordinal utility, what is cardinal. These are things that you can understand very well, that you go to the exam room with a lot of confidence. Because already you have known, some people will be asked, please define utility. They start cramming. We have said utility is satisfaction. When you consume a good, how do you feel? What is the feeling? Obvious, the consumer wants to achieve the highest satisfaction. And you have said utility is that feeling, the satisfaction you feel when you consume a good. So when you are told to define utility, you are going to use the word satisfaction. Okay? So this is not skyrocket. I am not using jargon. Some students are asked, how do you define for us utility in an exam? They start cramming, they start beating their head. This is something very simple to understand. So I am going to take you through economics, okay, and other CPA papers. And my goal is to make sure we understand. We be slow but sure. Ask questions on the comment section, okay? Let me know which topic that you are having difficulties. Topic in economics that you are having difficulties. If you follow me, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, let me tell you, you are not going to fail a paper in economics, okay? You are not going to fail a paper in economics. You are going to understand. Any paper for CPA, you are not going to fail. Because for me, I do research from different books. I don't come to cram. I come to help you understand the whole concept. Even when you go and read by yourself, you are going to understand. Like today we have done, an introduction, a general introduction on theory of consumer behavior. And I know everyone can be able to understand what is consumer behavior. Even as we go and learn more, we see how we can measure consumer behavior. This information about consumer behavior helps those people who are doing marketing. They helps them know that this is how the consumer are behaving. So we are going to go to this market segment, okay? Because they are purchasing our good. Why are they purchasing our good? Consumer behavior will help us do continuous research. Why are consumers not purchasing our good in a certain area? Is it preference? Is it budget? Is it prices? All that. I am going to help you understand this topic and do the graphs and understand the graph work, okay? And even do those calculation of utility, okay?